All right, so welcome everybody. I call the meeting to order this meeting of the ECS Board of Trustees. First order of business number one is to call roll. So I'm starting on the right. Please, everybody, let us know if you're, or just say your name.
Oh, I'm Tiffany Jimenez. Jill Surrey. John Faithful.
Rohit Acharya.
Eleanor Magni. Julia Ross.
Who's on?
No.
Okay. Well, we do have quorum, so we'll proceed. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance. United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mission statement. Mission of ECS is to educate each student at high academic standards and innovative curricula that will foster knowledge, love of, and respect for the environment and preserve it for future generations. We grow citizens. Our vision is that every ECS graduate will be an actively engaged citizen, driving positive change in the world around them. Just, do we have any, I know there was a mention of a potential of public comment.
There's no public comment heard here at this time, but perhaps after the session.
So with that, we're going to enter into an executive session for the agenda, which will last approximately 1 hour. Once that proceeding, that session is resolved or ends, we will come back in the public portion of the meeting. We'll resume at that time. I make a motion to enter into executive session. Go ahead for a second. Let's take a vote. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes, so we will go into executive sessions.
Ralph, did you want to take a photo of this meeting? I'm watching you. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah. While we're sitting here. Probably after seeing you take just one link.
Thank you.
You're killing
Did you notice? It's not.
Are we doing story
Here.
So, I don't want to know because you're gonna work. Come here.
Perfect.
Make it the actual.
It was like that cartoon show.
Yeah.
Just be careful of the cars behind you.
You guys look great. Look at those smiles. All right. Look at this. Chili is like, wait a minute.
Just practice for Sunday. Yes, it is.
Matthew's a professional though.
This is poetry.
Ralph, thank you very much.
Do
You're
you
great.
think anyone's coming in that you want us to hang for like 5-10 minutes to see if we have anybody coming in? You mean?
I think we're, I don't want to. I mean, I'm here till you need me.
It's not recording.
Okay,
So you can't.
I think I can do that.
No,
As long as it's not the.
Showed me.
As long as it's not.
Wait.
Promise my wife.
This is showing before.
Where did they go for executive session?
Sorry. Yeah. Stop. It must be the camera. It must be the camera. Hold on. Settings. It's fine. Amy loves it when I come to board meetings. I always. She drops stuff on the floor. So I'm here for it. It's there. Where is the audio?
didn't even write that out,
You think like, I couldn't see it until I I'll walk around.
I'm a little, I'm perfect. Yeah, I like that, that's a little. That's good. You guys still acquiring? Yeah.
I have like
But there's a working out there.
All right, so we are gonna, exit our executive session, but first I'll, ask for a motion to go back into executive session. Second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we are back on the air. Thank you, everybody. So now we're on agenda item number 4, the mission. Okay, that was easy. I do believe, I think we have at least maybe one person sign up for public comment. Is that person here or?
Yeah.
Hi there. Are you here, Amber?
Yes.
Okay, if you could just come in front, if you don't mind. And just,
I've never done this.
It's easy.
you can just, say your name and then. Yeah, I think so.
It might not be, hello? No. I'm also.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Amber Poole. I live in Pittsburgh, and I would like to comment on the safety and the anti-bullying policy. So my motivation for speaking at this meeting today was prompted by multiple unfortunate events that have personally affected my child and family. I have sadly been left to question the staff's diligence, accountability, and response to bullying and physical violence. My questions are from past experiences and also how we can possibly make policies even better. First question. Are staff interviewing the alleged bully and victim, but also potential witnesses for their account of events? Are parents being notified whether the child is either the aggressor or victim? Are important details being shared with parents? For example, other possible interactions with the aggressor throughout the day? Is the school maintaining accurate documentation in student records? This includes requesting videos if available to use as part of records. I also do not agree that a 3-day window for accessing bus video is enough time, especially when dealing with small children or children with delays. Also, is policy being followed by applying appropriate consequences to the child committing negative behavior? For example, bus transportation is a privilege. Are parents' concerns being taken seriously and considered in determining safeguards or a need for any supports? Are possible supports being offered and discussed with parents? Are there personal considerations given to the victim of the bullying or physical violence when determining consequences and preventative measures, especially considering children with IEPs or other challenges? I believe there should be open communication, not selective communication, with respect to confidentiality from staff and sharing with all parents in which their child may have witnessed an incident so that parents have the ability to talk with their child. And I would love to create proactive measures and policies to assist affected children or students, and especially children with IEPs, so that they can continue to receive the least restrictive and appropriate education that they are entitled to. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody has any questions or-
Not sure. But
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your comment. I just have a quick one. I'm making assumptions about these, they're on, not on therapy. I'm curious what to say that might help. Plus, think about policies that could be appropriate. Details. Is this on schools? It was actually from the schools evaluation. Okay. Thank you.
Next, item on our agenda is consent agenda. So I will. Questions? Thoughts? If there are no questions or comments, Something resolutions, resolution 2025-09-87, be resolved by the Board of Trustees of the School. Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Right. Moving on to number 7, policy adoption. A policy review process, policies in there. On the agenda for review the last meeting, some previous to that. So I'm gonna just, each one, the resolution, if there are any comments or questions or discussion. So, I'm gonna start with, first one, which is resolution 2025-09-2028. Which is all about the trustees of the school, policy, 310, parents, requirements, group as amended. Does anyone have any questions or discuss this policy?
Maybe just, briefly, did you see, for any of them, who's in public comment? And then, I want to say, maybe just for the record, any major updates? In the previous version?
So this is a policy that we think is a clear policy that relates to the requirements. Who's required? I believe it's still the same. Just clarity on who's required, what volunteer is, what's the difference between volunteer and guest, and things of that sort.
Okay, thanks.
This implements our legal requirements under the Pennsylvania.
That's correct.
Any other questions? Okay, so we'll move it to a vote, do I have a motion? We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries, the resolution is adopted. The next one, resolution 2025-09-2189, be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the school that the policy 331, extracurricular and co-curricular travel and transportation be approved as amended. Questions? Thoughts?
Same question, any public comment?
No problem.
And one of the other one?
No,
Okay,
no problem.
so I won't answer too much.
It's a good question, but no problem.
Cool. And then maybe, same questions before, any major, like, for the group, major updates on this one? Yes.
This is a very clear policy and doesn't change at all. Adults shouldn't be driving students in their individual automobiles ever.
Okay. Anything else?
There's smallest, just quick.
What's that?
Work, like, you were missing, I want a policy that's important, just.
Okay.
Because employees not. I think we just need more.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that, but, okay. So do we want to, unless there's anything else to either vote on this?
Sorry?
Is
So
there
we
any-
can approve it with the pending
With the amendment.
revision?
we can certainly do that. Today. All right, so let's vote then. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, the motion passes, the resolution is adopted as amended. Ms. Moore. Okay, moving on, resolution 2025-09-2190. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the school of the policy 2025 Title IX, be approved as amended. Are there any questions on this policy?
Same question on any major updates to the prior
So
policies?
this is a Title IX policy, which we had, I think the last time it was approved about 5 years ago. We did want to make sure that we had the most up-to-date language, so we went through the process with our attorneys and also with our insurance company to make sure that our policy aligned with the insurance company. Their vantage point as well. So we've made adjustments to basically update this policy.
Any other questions on this Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes, the resolution is adopted. Resolution 2025-09-2191. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the school that the policy 504 depreciation and capitalization be approved as amended. Questions on this policy? Discussion?
Same one.
No.
We made a change to increase the capitalization. Yes, that's in line with what you're.
It's just like higher than that.
Yeah, so 10,000 is not unreasonably.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Different magnitude.
Any other questions or discussion on this resolution? Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay, resolution passes. Excuse me, the motion passes, resolution is adopted. That's it for policies, this evening. Getting that right, there's new policies to do. So, with that, we'll move on to other business. Number 9. And as part of our other business tonight, we have a Sophie Mackey, our prospective board member, and we are going to vote on your candidacy tonight. So, if anyone wants to have any discussion on that, those have been the last couple of meetings, and you were already. So, I'll open it up to any questions or discussion.
Maybe just a couple comments on why we're excited to have Sophie on board. So Sophie has a really kind of impressive background, and she's spent some time, a lot of time at Duolingo. We're really excited about her experience there in language learning and kind of that environment. She also spent some time, she's on the board of Homeland Food Rescue, which is a really important organization in our community. And she is a parent here at ECS, and very involved too. I think we've done a few PCO activities in the course of a few years. So it's been really, we're so happy that you're interested in joining the board and interested in helping develop the school this way. Anyway, so thank you.
Thanks. Any other comments? Anything, questions?
No, that was like super display of her, and you're just.
Anyone else have any business? All right, so if there's nothing else, we'll vote. Do I have a motion? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, the motion passing, we'll, I guess we need a resolution. I mean, we don't have a resolution, should we just add a number? Very specific resolution, but welcome.
Thank you.
We have to, well, I guess we'll do the oath. So maybe just come up here. I keep saying we're going to have a specific, our specific process, but for now, I'll just administer the oath. So just hold up your hand, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution and laws of the United States and this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of my office.
Thank you very much. I guess
Yeah, you officially get a seat at the.
All right, so, move on, where we have reports. So, first is the executive committee, I don't particularly have an executive committee report. Does anybody, was there? We have governance committee report tonight. All right, let's try an education committee. That's a lot of data,
Yeah, I mean, it's brief. We spent our committee time talking about the program and the facilities and connection with community. And it's an ongoing discussion, so I'm very good.
I'm missing the you guys are always
Yeah,
hanging out.
yeah, we are. I think, we're spending time, conversations about the facilities and, planning for the future. And, the conversation's ongoing, a lot of work done by the home office in terms of everything. Just getting a lot of information. I think we can pass it over to Patrick, if he wants to give a public comment update. On what the home office is doing.
So as it relates to facilities, I'll say, I'll listen to state a couple things. One, we have been looking very diligently since before I arrived, and then obviously since, at the question of the high school facility and what that should look like and where it should be. I'll say that early on in my tenure within the first month, really great group of people, including Michelle, Mandy, Vicky, John McCann, Nicole Schaefer, and others, came together to put together a proposal to see if we could fund the gap in the financing as it relates to the Hamilton facility. We put together a proposal that we submitted to the Environmental Protection Agency, it's an environmental justice grant. We worked on it from about August 10th until we submitted it, which was around November 10th, 2022. That grant, we now know, has been put on hold by this executive administration of the government. So that's on hold. While we were doing that, we started to conduct what I would call a due diligence process and looking at the facilities that ECS, quite frankly, considered before they even got to the place where they were looking at the Hamilton facility. So we did a lot of due diligence to review what had been done previously, and then also to go back to those property owners and talk with those property owners about the property. There was nothing that we could uncover that actually there's some stories to tell about that. We'll pick that out later, but we did a lot of work that took months and months. And then as we went through that process, we started to think about how do we understand all of our facilities here at ECS? How do we think about the relationship, for example, between the primary and the intermediate school, how important that is for our parents and our students and our team. And then how do we think about the high school and middle school in the same way, and building that same sort of connectivity, smoothing transitions and things of that sort. And as we were doing the due diligence process, we embarked on a request for proposal process. We actually decided to go out and see, that's again part of the due diligence process, to see what facilities exist in the region already and see if any of those facilities might suit our needs in any variety of ways. And we are in the process now, within the information that we're speaking about, is us looking at and evaluating various options, the Hamilton option plus others, and trying to see which one actually will best meet the needs of our students, our team, parents, and ultimately the wider city. We're here to serve the city for students here, so how can we meet those needs? And so that's what we're about, and we've been spending a tremendous amount of time. I will say, the folks I just named have been doing a tremendous amount of work, as have a large number of other people here, as we start to dig into this and try and figure it out. Our hope is to bring forth a recommendation in the near future, so we can start to have some dialogue together as a community about this. Very exciting opportunity, it's just a lot of work, so I'm trying to navigate.
Thanks, Rob. Do we have an ECS team?
All right. Yeah.
Is this okay? Is this too far away? Then I don't have to be on the camera either. That's more comfortable. Is this on? Yeah. Okay. I blazered up because I stand before you today, both as a representative of the ECS FT, our teachers union, one of the 8 chapters in the Alliance for Charter Schools Employees Local 6056, but also as the president of all of the chapters in our local, all of the unionized charter schools in Pennsylvania. Our newest chapter, the ECS Federation of Paraeducators, has been bargaining for a first contract for most of the calendar year. And while there have been a few setbacks due to various external forces, such as the AFT leadership changing, the pairs are now assigned Walt Michalski as a staff rep to support the negotiations. And Walt is familiar with ECS as he helped us negotiate our first contract almost 5 years ago. And he's also local to Pittsburgh, which will facilitate in-person negotiations. So now is the time, there's no excuses, to finalize a fair ECS FP contract. And I ask for you to take whatever steps are in your power to expedite this process. I met with Walt and the pairs last week because the ECS teachers are chomping at the bit to support the paraprofessionals. We want them to have a contract so that we can move forward. And we are standing behind them with full force to make sure that they can get a living wage, year-round pay, and adequate paid time off. And if there are any, if it can speed up the process, the teachers are happy to talk to you about the items that we will also be renegotiating, because often it has been brought up in negotiations that, oh, well, this is what the teachers have, but there's things that we are hoping to change. So if that is helpful, we offer our services to you. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I could spend hours talking to you about how extremely valuable our paraprofessionals are to the daily running of our school, but I will try to be concise. The unique essence of ECS, described by Patrick as the secret sauce, only exists because of the unwavering support of our paraprofessionals. They're not just a line item in the budget, they are the heart and the soul of our classrooms. Without them, the adult to student ratio that allows us to provide personalized attention to students, small group instruction would simply not exist. And regarding line items in the budget, I was looking at the meeting notes from last month, which sorry, none of us attended, but there was about $90,000 spent on contractor fees for outside angle and other consultants. The that could be about 2 paraprofessionals' wages, maybe not their benefits, but meanwhile, there are paraprofessionals who are carefully budgeting their currently meager income for granola. And that is like not an exaggeration. That is an example, true example. Next, I would like you to consider the impact of seasoned paraprofessionals on our students and our school community. They bring experience and understanding that transforms the educational experience. Many of them have their teacher certificates as well, and other professional certificates and skills that they share with us every day. They're not aides in the traditional way that I remember in my school experience. They are mentors, they are advocates, counselors, and sometimes they are the only stable person in a child's life. They're frequently leveraged. We frequently leverage them as like the students' trusted adults when we have various like behavior plans or needs, emotional needs for our children. They understand that our students are not just students, not just learners, they're kids, they have complex lives, varied experiences, and they require, who require compassion and support. But actually we should have compassion and support for our paraprofessionals. Sorry, I misspoke. We need to retain our staff, and we need to also keep attracting high quality candidates. Imagine a classroom without paraprofessionals. Teachers would struggle to meet the diverse needs of the 26 children's academic, social, and emotional needs. Sorry, I messed my speech up here. Okay, who would be there to provide an eagle eye to ensure that every child is safe and supported? Who will be the caboose on my hike? Who would help with small but very critical tasks like getting kids Band-Aids and mediating a tense social dynamic, reporting back to the teachers about a recess conflict, bus conflict? The reality is, without our paraprofessionals, teaching becomes even more of an uphill battle than it already is. And it's the students who suffer. As our administration negotiates the specifics in the contract and you, the board, will eventually vote on it, I urge you all to not forget the bigger picture. The paras need a strong and fair contract with appropriate wage levels that reflect and respect their roles, as well as the nation's current economic conditions. Gratitude is important, but it doesn't pay the bills. Pizza parties and donuts don't cover mortgages or daycare expenses. I know that our district must spend money on real estate and maintaining our physical facilities, but please remember that the people are what make ECS. The paraprofessionals are just as important as the edifices. Okay. Okay, and who is more important than the front lines of defense in our schools, right? The paraprofessionals are who greet the children every day, not people in offices. In fact, ECS could have hired numerous paraprofessionals for the price of the new assistant superintendent position approved recently. It's disheartening to see our paraprofessionals being nickeled and dimed while we invest in administrative roles. Our dedicated paraprofessionals are holding our school community together, and they deserve to be recognized and compensated fairly. And also, don't forget that if our younger learners do not have positive experiences in the lower grades, they will not stay at ECS for middle school and high school. We need to prioritize the support that makes a positive experience at ECS possible. In closing, I urge you to consider the profound impact our paraprofessionals have on our students and our school community. Let's work together to ensure that they receive a living wage, year-round pay, and the PTO that they deserve. I speak for all 110 dues-paying members of the ECS FT. We are driven, dedicated, and hardworking members of the ECS community. who really want our paraprofessionals to be respected as the backbone of our community that they are. Sorry, I rewrote that last part. Thank you, thank you.
I won't try to repeat what Katie said about the pairs and their importance and value in school. We couldn't agree more. And I think Katie, we're thrilled to hear the news that Walt will be representing the paraeducators. And this is not because, I don't know him, but I know of him. And he has a reputation as a strong negotiator. And that's what we need, quite frankly. And that doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but I think by having someone who is strong and capable of leading a negotiation process, and someone who's going to do it in person, which is something that we've been advocating since the beginning of the negotiations, I think that will make a difference. And I think we are in agreement. I'll say in concept, I'm sure there will be some disagreements about how we get to the living wage and the other aspects that you talked about. But I think in overarching terms, we're in favor of the things that you're talking about. The question will be, how do we get to those places? But a key takeaway is, we agree on the role of parents and the teachers, by the way, but also we're excited about this news that you just shared. That's a really big deal for us. So thank you. This is the official news that we've heard. You delivered some really good news.
Okay, let's get it done.
We're going to do that.
Appreciate it. I think I can speak on behalf of the board, and we also value the paras and appreciate your advocacy and some of the context that you give us as a board, because we don't hear every day, so we don't always hear all the perspectives and understand all the dynamics. And so I really appreciate helping us get some of that context. So thank you. Move forward to this negotiation process with a tough negotiator. It's more
But
fun.
good.
Yeah. It's more fun.
It definitely is.
And it hopefully gets everyone to a good place. All right, so do we have a PCO representative?
We have a new one.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'm gonna try and shake off the 33K. I just saw that the Paris page when I just looked at the compensation outline. That's rough. So I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Molly Camp. I've been on the PCO for 3 years running. I came on as special events and volunteer coordinator. Last year I was out for family stuff, and now I'm back in the game. And I think that one of the concerns that we're hearing most often brought to the table by parents is a lack of communication between the powers that be and the parents. And so I view my role stepping into being board liaison as an opportunity for us to improve that line of communication. I had the great opportunity as we were waiting for our portion of the meeting to begin to touch base with a parent earlier tonight and talk about, like, here's how board meetings work, here's the structure, here's what you can get out of this interaction. And I think that introducing a little bit of clarity in terms of what action items are possible, what potential policy changes are possible, how we can have a conversation with the members of the board and allow you to understand what our experience out in the field is really great and potentially juicy aspects of really where we could go from here. And I'm really excited to be here tonight to do that. I want to let you guys know, I know that we're 1 minute away from the end of the meeting, but this year I've got some recent news, some stuff we're working on, upcoming events, and then an action item, and I'll be done. Recent news, we added 2 new members at large to the steering committee, which is great news because we have had depreciating numbers over the past few years. So we're starting to see some engagement, we're starting to see some more awareness around the PCO and what does it do and what is its role in our community. So we're looking forward to continued growth in numbers and our participation. We had a lovely picnic to start the school year. Thank you folks who were there. I had an event for work, I couldn't be there, but I heard it was great. Directory. There were some changes on Alma, where some data that was usually collected was not collected. We are in the midst of remedying that because that data is utilized by the PCO to create all of the communications for the room parents. And the room parents are who engage directly with the parents within a classroom to drive participation in events, to drive participation in sports, out-of-school activities, all of those things. That conversation, that's the crux of that. So we are working on remedying that now. Great. Upcoming events. Fall Festival, Friday, October 24th. I couldn't see the start time because it's not on the calendar yet. What time does it start,
I
Sophie?
think it's from 5 to 7.
5 to 7, okay, cool.
It's from 5 to 7.
We're declaring that it's from 5 to 7. So we would love for any board members who can come. The Fall Festival is our lowest barrier for entry event that's on calendar for the year. People can meander in and out. There's no skill required. People get intimidated by ice skating. They get intimidated by those sorts of things. We've got music, we've got food, we've got multiple fundraising campaigns that are being executed by the kids. So it's a really great opportunity to really see the community at work. So I really encourage you, if possible, Friday, October 24th, 5 to 7. And PCO meeting, November 4th, we'll have 2 guest speakers. We would love if some board members could attend the PCO meetings, just to get an idea about what the concerns are that parents are bringing forward. It's just a little bit of a less formal environment. And so maybe you can get like a little bit of a less refined version of what people are feeling, and I think that could be beneficial. So please, I invite you to join us. I'm incredibly refined. The gingerbread event is December 12th, coming right up. And Blooming Bash, mark your calendars, it's our big party that we throw every year, March 21st. We will be back at Ineffable Cafe, which is a parent-owned location. We will have music, we will have a lot of fun. So that's coming up. And that is my action item to round us out. I would love for a board member to join our Blooming Bash committee. Our kickoff meeting is Wednesday of next week at 8:15 p.m. right after bedtime. That's when we all sneak onto Zoom and attempt to talk to one another and get things done. We will talk more about location, about recruitment, new member recruitment for the committee, and we would love to have a board member on board to try and increase the communication and take down some of the barriers for the parents. Any questions for me?
I appreciate everything you're saying, and welcome. And, it's been, in the past, have had some active PCO members from meetings, and then for the last little bit, there hasn't been had as much of that. So certainly welcome, because I think speaking for myself at least, I think I agree that any type of increase cross communication is helpful for the board. It's helpful. Obviously, it's something that you're interested in as well. I think it's certainly a good thing. So any way we can facilitate that, I think we're open to suggestions. I know to your suggestion about board members attending PCO meetings and things. I know in the past we have as a board leadership reports.
We've had board members speak at PCO meetings.
We've had that, that's something we can certainly revisit again, asking, we circulated a list of events and PCO meetings and other things, and that's board members to sign up for it, so that we have a lot of representation of different events. It's something we can certainly look into doing again, get some help from our team. Because I do think that that's been, I attended a number of PCO meetings and other events, because we all obviously come from different backgrounds as well. Some people or parents, some not, some have different roles they play, and different places that they're coming from in terms of knowledge of different aspects of ECS. So I think all that cross pollination is really helpful. But anyway, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, we're almost Anything else, any other questions, comments, business? Anything before we adjourn?
So not that I want to extend the meeting, but it doesn't make sense for us to confer something for the second executive session. to the other items, or is there another opportunity for us to talk about? Since some of these-
I'm certainly open to that if there's not opposition to.
Move into that second executive session then?
Okay, well, we'll make a motion to as quickly as we can do it, so, so we have a motion to go into executive session. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes, we're going to executive session. Number 2.